The type of person I was before my ex-wife and I got married. Sorry, I just got back from work. This is what I did. I always liked to make breakfast, everything from scratch, homemade bread, homemade cookies, all that stuff all the time. I liked to barbecue out by the pool. We lived in an apartment complex, and we took care of our neighbor's son, Danny. He always got to enjoy good, healthy food at our home because when he got off of work, his mom was still working at her bar, or not her bar, at the bar that she worked at. And it was pretty nice, being able to help other people and everything like that. And I was constantly working on legislation, um, safety. Oh, that was weird. Um, Safety regulations, policy, stuff like that. I always found administrative law to be rather interesting and all sorts of oral arguments with the higher courts, state and federal. I always looked at how to improve things. My mind was always running on how to just enjoy stuff. You know what I mean? It's like looking at how something works and what can you do to make it better. And this is the person that my ex-wife married. Well, through time, she would always insult me for doing things well, and I got used to it every single day. She insulted me because I did laundry so well, so that basically made me a loser. She insulted me for staying on top of stuff at the house so she wouldn't have anything to worry about if there was something wrong with plumbing, electric, anything at all. An appliance that was broken and the warranty to fix it was over $1,000 and I could fix it myself for 20, well then I would fix it myself for 20 bucks. And it was constant as far as how she'd look at me and say something that was a good thing in a very negative tone and be like, that's the way she would look at me. Blah 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 blah, and kept going with an eye roll. And it was very strange because, this was an adult. So through time, since she isolated me and took me away from my home, I had no friends or family, anyone close by, which I don't have family anyway. They're terrible, terrible people. Um, Due to the constant negativity, it had a physical effect on me where I was constantly feeling nauseated and sick, and then she started putting poison in my food. And it reached the point where the last few years she and I were together, especially during COVID, which COVID was such an amazing blessing because it gave us all the time and money and everything we needed to work on our marriage. So what she did is she put her work into overtime to destroy it and make sure that I was going to either kill myself or die from the physical stress and poison she was inflicting on me. When we got married or when we got divorced, or the last few years of that, and when it really did start with COVID, I no longer cooked any homemade meals because it was associated with such terrible memories with her and so many insults. And I did not want to cook anything good because I knew the price to pay was going to just be way too high. I could not bring myself to clean anything because I knew that the terrible insults I was going to receive from her as far as me being better at her than cleaning was going to be too much of a price to pay. And even thinking of lifting my finger to do anything at all gave me so much anxiety that I just couldn't breathe and my chest was extremely tight. Every night I was throwing up stomach acid with blood due to acid reflux from the remarkable amount of anxiety that she had been inflicting on me for so many years. And then finally, when I attempted suicide to escape her, she was yelling at me about how selfish I was for basically all the horrible stuff she had done to me and me not being able to take it and believing I should not be treated that way. It was horrible, her mindset. But I went from a very useful, very active person who was in constant contact with my local law enforcement and mayor, as far as our local representatives and all that stuff, helping work on law, studying law every day as a hobby, writing law, um, putting together ideas and implementing new safety devices, or looking to create, I'm sorry, creating new ideas, charts, actually buying the equipment to create like new ELDs and stuff like that. Um, into someone who just was sitting down all day with my hand on my chest, each breath painful, every day, each breath just trying to breathe, not having any good sleep, constant nightmares, her being loud. I just became not even a human being anymore. I was just existing for her pleasure to inflict pain on me, for her need to destroy a person and enjoy the control she had. And she even said that this is what she lived for, was to cause harm to other people and say, see that person and how nice and active they were, and see what I did to their life. That that gives me value. It doesn't matter if it's negative value; it's still some type of value. I did that. I made that difference to someone. Therefore, I matter. That's what she said. There's only one other person like that I ever knew. That was my sister, and she's a psychopath. So it's interesting when you see a psychopath versus a covert narcissist, just how similar they are. But that's what it had done to me. Now, I'm more active again. Unfortunately, I live in the Midwest where there's no functioning government here. Um, like in other areas of the United States, you have like congressional, judicial, and executive branches, and they all work according to their function. Out here, it doesn't work like that. It's just people in government and people who aren't. And people in government like to cause harm to others. They will be the judge, jury, and executioner. It doesn't even matter if they're just the secretary for someone else in City Hall. Totally serious. You're going to have that woman who just pushes paperwork committing the same type of fraud and getting away with the same type of stuff as you would the governor of the state. But it's very different out here. So even though I'm more active in this stuff, I can never actually make a difference because there's no system that functions to make a difference in. And that's why it's so important to, work within that system. But I'm coming back slowly but surely, and I just rebooted my computer to learn some stuff. I'm getting back into the cinematography, editing, camera work, and all that junk, which I have always been told I'm very, very good at. And I'm looking forward to doing that. But if you're dealing with any type of narcissistic abuse and you're not the person you used to be, you feel like that person is dead. I thought I was having serious brain stuff. I thought my brain was dying. My reaction time was over 10 times longer at its best when I was in that abusive relationship. I mean, it was bad. It was really bad what it did to me psychologically and I guess psychiatrically, as far as the physical part of the brain. But your brain can still fully heal and become the same brain it was prior to that abuse. And depending on your age, my age is 43, it could actually be better than what it used to be. Fortunately, with my training and knowledge on how the brain works and how the body works, along with biohacking, my body and my brain is rapidly getting to where it was when I was a teenager, and I think I'm going to surpass it, to be honest with you, as far as my mental abilities. Maybe not physical, but certainly psychological. But I just want you to know, it's like I know what that's like when someone destroys who and what you are. but don't think that that person who you used to be is gone. Like sometimes, like when I was with my ex-wife, I forgot who I was and what I was. I forgot the things I had accomplished within government and international matters. You know, I forgot my accomplishments within martial arts and weapons training. I forgot my accomplishments when it came to training with IQ and stuff like that, and the type of people I've put in prison, the companies that I've shut down, the fraud and the political members that I've been able to get caught and see them all over the news, and no one knowing where that information came from. I forgot that that's who I was for over 20 years. And I'll be that person again, just way smarter. You see, way smarter. But don't think that you're lost and don't think that you're gone because you're not. Whew, that was a hard day at work.